This video is one in my series about Celtic mythology. It deals with the gods and goddesses and semi-mythical people who inhabited Ireland and the Irish Sea, even getting over as far as Cumbria and mostly Wales. This one is about the birth of Lugh, or Lugh, and his nickname of Longarm. As I say, it's Celtic mythology, and I hope you like it. Balor of the Evil Eye stole a cow from Gobnew the smith. "Give it back," said Gobnew, "and give it back forthwith." The cow was his prized possession, and its skin was soft as silk. It could feed the whole of Ireland and not run out of milk. But Balor was an evil man, a giant of the Fomori. His gaze could kill an army, and his look was hold and hoary. Balor had a beautiful daughter. Her name was Ethlyn. A druid had told Balor that her son would Balor kill, and so he sent for Gobnew to build him a glass tower, a place to keep him safe, and for Ethlyn as a bower. Gobnew said he would, but his price would be the cow. Balor disagreed, a ruse he needed now. Gobnew built the tower of glass, the finest in the land. Balor put his daughter in, no man would get her hand. Balor paid his debt to Gobnew and gave up the cow, but pondered, "If I keep the byre rope, I'll steal it when it wandered." Without this rope, Balor knew the cow would wander 60 miles per day, 30 miles out and 30 back along the way. In Balor's mind arose a plot to echo this refrain, and somewhere on its wander he would steal the cow again. Balor filled the tower with women for Ethlyn's care, 300 fair-haired, 300 dark-haired, and 300 of red hair. These women were all tasked to look after Ethlyn day by day, but their real task was to keep the knowledge of men away. But no matter how much care he took to strengthen his endeavour, the young will find a way to seek their carnal pleasure. One day, as Ethlyn looked out from atop a bower, she saw Cian, Gobnew's brother, fishing by the tower. Stripped to the waist, his muscles glistening with spray from the sea, Cian straining with his net, a finer sight she could not see. She felt herself swoon at this fine example of a man. The ladies with her becoming nervous. This was not in their plan. Cian looked up to the tower, and standing at the top, a vision of loveliness gazing at him, he thought his heart would stop. This moment seemed to last forever, the two blending as if as one. But the ladies bundled Ethlyn back, in the tower she was gone. Gobnew got his brothers, Cian and Samain, to help tend his cow, making them swords as payment for following it for now. Cian, he was vigilant, but not so was Samain. He fell and broke his foot, and Balor seized the cow again. Gobnew gave Samain 12 months to find and bring the cow home. Samain's foot stopped him from going, so Cian went to get the cow alone. A druid said while Balor lived, the cow would not be safe from man. Cian went to the druid Birog, who hatched a cunning plan. "To get through to Ethlyn with the women you must lie. To each father a child," she said. Cian thought, "I'm going to die. A magical belt I'll give you to keep you fresh and strong. So to lie with all these women, you'll last the whole day long. One thing that you must do for me," said Birog to Cian. "Each child you will give to me, for them I have a plan." To this Cian assented, he had no other choice. "To Balor's tower," said Birog, with magic in her voice. Birog spirited herself and Cian into Balor's tower, put a spell on the women. Cian went to Ethlyn's bower. They fell into each other's arms and made love the whole night long, and the very next morning Cain started on the throng. 9 months it took for Cain to sleep with all the ladies, but with his magic belt he felt as fresh as daisies, and as each child was born, Birg tipped it in the sea and made them into Selkies, the first they'd ever be. Etheling gave birth to triplets, and her father he found out. Afraid of what the prophecy said, he gave a fearful shout. He got his trusted servants to gather the children 3, and without a pang of conscience tipped them all into the sea. 2 of the triplets drowned, but Birog rescued one. She took it back to Cain, making sure Bala had gone. But the boy was sickly with memory of his drowned brothers. They called for Birog, who said, "He is pining for the others." Nothing can be done for the child, and it is a shame. Only Bala can save him by calling out his name. The boy was always sickly, and everybody knew death would overcome him. There was nothing they could do. So Cain had a plan and dressed up as a gardener. With his son carried on his back, he went off to seek Bala. Bala saw them coming and said, "What do you want with me?" "I want to be your gardener," said Cain hesitatingly. "And why should I employ you? I have gardeners of my own." Cain said, "Can they grow magical apple trees from seed to fully grown? Planted in the morning, by evening fruit at hand, these apples are the finest, the best in all the land." Bala smelt the child and said, "What child is this afraid?" Cain said, "He is my own. His mother, she is dead." "What wages would you want, and for how long would it be?" Cain said, "I want no wages if the cow you'll give to me." Bala thought about it and said that he'd agree. "For 12 months and a day I'll give the cow to thee." And so the deal was struck, and Cain got to work, growing magical apple trees, his task he did not shirk. One day Bala and his servants were walking in the garden. "What see you?" said Bala, his senses starting to harden. Cain picking apples in the last rays of the sun, the boy watching his father getting his work done. The boy is throwing apples whilst laying against a tree, knocking other apples to the ground. He aimed so accurately. At this Bala became afraid and shouted to his men, "Get that little Longarm away from me, and not to come again." The boy stood on his feet and laughed defiantly. He ran off into the orchard, skipping like he was free. Cain muttered under his breath, "At last he has his name, and to this very day Lugh of the Longarm will always be the same." After a year and a day, Cain for his wages went. "I've come for the cow, my time with you is spent." Bala said, "We'll go and get her, she is with my daughter Etheling. Whoever she throws the buyer rope to will own the cow again." Now Bala knew Etheling loved him, and was sure as sure can be, she'll not throw the rope to a stranger, she'll throw the rope to me. Etheling threw the rope to Cain, and the buyer rope he caught. Bala stood and vexed his anger, his plan had come to naught. "I am sorry, O my father, from here my aim is poor. The rope I threw to you to catch, I thought you would for sure. There is a time with every daughter, and a Bala I think knew he'd have to let her go to live her life anew." Cain took the cow to Gobnew, and Etheling she got free, and went to live with Cain far away across the sea. Little Lugh went on his own to the Isle of Mannanen, Maclair, who trained him as a warrior and armed him with a spear. If you think this tale is long and naught to do with me, think again, stranger, a tale I'll tell to thee. My home is called Cumbria, land of the fellow countrymen. Place names Lamplugh and Cairlugh Valley make you think again. And the place where Lugh was raised lies 11 miles away, on Mannanen's kingdom, the Isle of Man across the bay. This place is steeped in folklore, many stories to be told. So pull a chair up to the fire, and together we'll grow old. Thank you.